It's going to be a breakdown for a fan base that doesn't come out on the right end of this one tonight. This is going to be such a fascinating matchup this evening. It's Game 7, Edmonton Oilers against the Florida Panthers in Florida. So let's break this one down from all angles. We will start on the Edmonton side. And my first note for the Edmonton Oilers, very in-depth hockey analysis. Stay awesome. They have been tremendous over the last 3 games. And are at a point now where I would suggest they have outplayed Florida for about 5 of the 6 games. Game 2 was the only one on the scorecard that decisively goes the Florida Panthers' way. So we will see tonight if Edmonton can keep that thing rolling. And I think the most important thing for them that has been working for them in this 3-game historic comeback has been their starts. If they can get off to another quick start today and get that, here we go again, feeling for the Florida Panthers, then I do think that it can unravel pretty quickly for a Panther squad that does feel a little bit beat down right now and don't have a whole lot of reasons for optimism. So if Edmonton can come out, get that good jump, get that quick play going, and really start to take it to the Florida Panthers, it's going to be a really, really difficult uphill climb for the Florida Panthers to work their way out of. Not saying they're not going to be able to do it, but I do think that if Edmonton can really bury these guys, like if it's another 11-2 in shots in the first period, I think it's going to be difficult for that Florida team to get going. We'll see. Matthew Tkachuk said this will be the loudest building he's ever been in tonight. We will see what this Florida crowd can bring for a Game 7 in the Stanley Cup Final. The other part of this that I think is really important for the Edmonton Oilers is the special teams needs to stay hot. They have killed off so many penalties, like just an absurd amount, and have done so with great effectiveness, and have now, I'm pretty sure they've scored more shorthanded goals than Florida has power play goals in this series. That has to stay strong tonight. In this one game winner takes all, it can't have, they were really good, but except for this one game. If this is the one game, that's a problem. It needs to stay locked in there. I anticipate this will be a close hockey game. And so I don't think you can, that you can have the Panthers getting some free goals tonight on your power, or on their power play. I think that is going to be so important. And I think that this is going to be a Panthers team that I think is going to be very desperate on the power play and try to get some things going. I thought that maybe they cracked a code in Game 2 when they got that late one from Rodriguez on a nice set play. I believe it was Verhaeghe, who, it wasn't even a set play, it was on the rush. So maybe that should have let me know that it wasn't something that was figured out. But if they're able to get like a 2-for-4 or something, that is going to be monumental from a Florida Panther standpoint. We'll see if they're able to crack that code tonight. And then the other one, and it does kind of go along the same lines as this. I think the Edmonton depth needs to stay hot in this game. I think that Janmark has been so important for Edmonton the last little bit. Connor Brown, with a couple real good shorthanded goals and shorthanded opportunities, has created that extra spark that has helped carry Edmonton, and it was what they were missing in the first 3 games of the series, where it was McDavid and Hyman, and that was kind of it. The depth has showed up in a really, really big time way, and that has given this team a sense of inevitability as it's been going on. And that has been the one thing you watch. Like, just every time Edmonton touches the puck, it feels like something dangerous is happening. And it feels like Florida almost escapes when it doesn't go into their net. Where Florida, when they get the puck, it feels like it's almost a mistake when the puck goes in. And that's how these two teams have been feeling right now. Is it just this air of inevitability around the Edmonton Oilers, and specifically their star, Connor McDavid. But the depth guys like Henrique has been really good. Janmark and Brown, I can't say enough about the plays that they have made. And those are the types of depth performances that you need to win a Stanley Cup. Those are the type of depth performances that we have seen throughout history that have carried teams like Chicago and Boston and Tampa Bay, and before that, Detroit and Pittsburgh, and before that, Pittsburgh, and like just on down the line. Like, yes, there are the stars, but you need those depth guys to step up to take you from first or second round team to first or second ring team, and that is what this Edmonton group has been able to do. I think with their depth. And then the last one is Stuart Skinner. I think that he needs to be a very impactful part of this game. Obviously, again, breaking things down, talking about how important the goaltender is. Groundbreaking stuff, I know. But Stuart Skinner has been a difference maker in a couple of these games. He has made, we talk about the importance of a quick start. He has made some big saves early in games that have not allowed the Florida Panthers to get off to the quick starts that they would like to get off to. So I think that this has been a really nice, really important switch with Skinner in how he has been able to play in this series. He had the really bad turnover in game 3. I did game over after that game, and a lot of people were pointing fingers at him. I didn't think this one was on him, but I didn't think he was part of the, or that one was on him, sorry. I didn't think he was part of the solution either. He has been part of the solution in games 4 through 6, and I know a lot of them have been rather lopsided scores, but he has made the big saves at the big time that have allowed Edmonton to go on their runs. Those need to come back for Edmonton. But overall, like, just what an unbelievable comeback, even if it does fall short tonight. And I know that is going to be not necessarily the prevailing thought is, oh, you know what? The real Stanley Cup are the friends you make along the way. Obviously, that's not going to be the case, but this is memories that will last a lifetime, and an improbable comeback that will go down in history, even if it falls one game short. We will see. I think we've seen Connor McDavid's legacy move up another tier at least, and if he wins it tonight, I think we see it move up that tier again. And I think, honestly, regardless of how this goes, he's probably worked to the point where he is the Conn Smythe Trophy winner. I think Bobrovsky has had 3 pretty dreadful games. If they had swept, no questions asked, this ends up being a Bobrovsky Conn Smythe, but because of the struggles that he has had, I think McDavid gets it in a losing effort. Not necessarily the legacy you want, but I do think that is what happens. But this just, it feels like they have all the momentum on their side right now. And it does feel like you are at a point with Edmonton where you cannot possibly comprehend the thought that the Edmonton Oilers could lose this game and not win the Stanley Cup, given the momentum they have, given how well they have played through 3 games. I will caution in saying that that's kind of what we were saying about Florida too, right? That is what we were saying about the Florida Panthers, where after 3 games, it's like I even said on Game Over, like, look, the series isn't over, but odds are the Florida Panthers are winning the Stanley Cup. Because it just, like, you don't see this in sports. And so because this part is so unprecedented, that next part of, like, well, how could they lose again? Like, you can't possibly wrap your head around that. We will see tonight if the Florida Panthers and how they handle that, if they can kind of interrupt this historic comeback. But this has been an unbelievable run, and will certainly, I don't think Connor McDavid wants this one to be first line of the biography when all is said and done, but it might be if they are able to put a close on it this evening. So that is the story from the Edmonton side of things.